Yeah, so you thought we were sleeping over here. You thought maybe Craig threw in the towel. Maybe the pursuit of growth is no more. Maybe he gave up lawn care. No. No, 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 no. No, we're still doing it. Sometimes, I had to focus on school, but now the semester's over. I'm taking one summer course, which means I can really focus more on content throughout the summer. I'm excited to be back. So as the pseudo clickbaity title suggests, we're talking about the Ortho Hose End Dial Spray Sprayer. I personally have grown out of this. I think a lot of people will agree with me. I use Greene County fertilizer products, some monthly, some maybe once a year, but I certainly use liquid products a lot. You got to have a way to apply it. And I know a lot of people, they're big on backpack sprayers, things of that nature, but with a lot of the Greene County products, and you'll find with a lot of liquids, especially anything that has a fertilizer or an NPK content, is that you need a volume of water to go out. So when we're talking specifically about this product, if you'd asked me last season what I thought about this, I would say it's great. It gets the job done. It allows me to put down a good diluted product with plenty of water. But I quickly, and many people will agree with me, some of the words that come to mind when, look, okay, this is not a reliable product. I said it. Look, sometimes I'm putting out, liquid products aren't cheap. They're not the most expensive thing in the world. But when you're doing what I'm doing, when you're putting out monthly biostimulants, it adds up. A biostimulant pack's over $100. You're gonna leave that to this? I mean, it's great at first, but look, can we be honest, please? Can we just be honest? This thing's talked about like it's the greatest thing ever, and it's not. It's good for what it's good for in the proper context, but it's not the best. It'll get the job done, I hope. Every time I go out with this thing, it doesn't inspire confidence. The whole time I'm using it, I'm like, oh, please God, I just want to get through this. I just want to get my products out. I was starting to look at putting out my liquids like it was a chore. And when it becomes a chore, you're less likely to do it. I don't want to look at things as a chore when it comes to my lawn. That's not what we do here. We don't look at lawn care like it's a chore. We look at it like it's enjoyable, it's fun, it's fruitful. But I want a product that inspires confidence. Like, yeah, I'm going to put this out a couple days, my lawn's going to be popping. And all y'all better watch out. This doesn't do that for me anymore. I'm no professional, I'm no expert, but if I'm stressing about if I'm going to be able to get my products out appropriately, what's that do for somebody that is just getting into the liquid game? They might have a bad seasonal experience because of this. It ain't going to be because of the liquids you're flowing. It's going to be because of how you're applying them. And you might decide to walk away. You need to have confidence in what you're doing to enjoy it. When you're not going out there inspired, you're going to start to look at it like it's a chore. And if you're going out with a product where you're just every time you're not sure if it's going to get you through the day, get you through the application, that's a problem. So am I wrong? Are we wrong? All the money and all the care we put into our lawns, are we wrong to expect something more out of these products? I think not. I just think that at this point, for what, the pride we take in our lawns, what we pay for the products, we deserve more as a community for putting these products out. And maybe Ortho or Scott's, if you want to go up the hierarchy of who owns who, maybe they don't care. I don't know. Maybe they say, you know what, we're good with this. People were buying them, so what? And that's not a company that I look to support where it's just like, yeah, we'll throw you this. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, you can always buy another one. Shareholders will love that. So let's just quickly go through the issues that I have with this. And again, I understand it's a $12 product. So for entry-level purposes, to see if you like the whole liquid thing, this is a great product. But if you decide you do like it and it's something you want to continue, either prepare to buy several of these. You could say like, oh, you're too hard on your equipment, but like I'm not like throwing this thing around. It just can't stand up to the rigors of putting liquids out on a frequent basis like I do. And it all starts with this tank and the way that it threads into the unit. I can't tell you how many times I'm in my yard like fumbling with this. You know, you got 32 ounces of product, because with this, I had to dilute every product. So say I filled this halfway up with biostimulants, I would have to cut it with water to guarantee as much as possible I could get through the application. So I would fill this all the way up with water and product, and you're trying to thread it. You got the hose on this end kind of messing with you. So you would try to thread it in, and look, right, just right there, it's cross-threaded, and it's fine now when it's empty. But if you mess that up and you think you got it started and you go to resituate your hand, I can't tell you how many times I've dropped this and I'm wearing product, which is wasteful. And I've tried other things. I've tried putting this on a surface and turning this, and it's just the prevalency to cross thread, and with the wide mouth opening, you're just the whole time you're spilling product everywhere. And it's just, that's my biggest complaint about this thing, is it's just a pain in the butt to look. I mean, this is empty right now, so I can hold it however I need to, and I'm still having problems threading this thing in. And that's still cross-threaded. Look here, and then look on the other side. The next issue I have, and this is the reliability I've been talking about, is there's just too many moving parts in a product with the low amount of quality control that probably goes into building these things. There's just too much moving parts. There's a really good video. I can't remember the gentleman's name, but I will link it in the description. He did a video where he took this down to all of its parts displayed on a tabletop, and it becomes quickly apparent just that there's just too much going on in here. I usually use this at 5 ounces or 6 ounce setting, but the problem is when you're talking about this inductor tube that's way too long, and with this counterweight, and I already cut it off, but there's a screen, and it's just too, the products I'm using are just too thick, just not enough of a Venturi effect to draw these thicker products. And I have good hose pressure for sure. So I cut the screen off that you would find at the bottom of this. I kind of jerry-rigged it up. There's just too many moving parts. So if you can get these thicker liquids to draw up through the hose, you come to a part where there's this diaphragm with a spring-loaded tip. And the reason that spring is, again, go look at the video so you can see the internal mechanisms of this, is so that when you turn this, it pushes that down so it can go to the smaller or larger next metering hole. And that's the problem. There's just too many breaks in the chain when you go from the liquid in here to the finished solution leaving the tip. If there weren't holes and breaks in it, you wouldn't be able to meter this on the fly, which again, I don't know who's doing that. I certainly haven't, and I have a lot of experience with putting out liquids. I never am like, oh, I better bump this down. It's just not something that you do when you get more comfortable with liquids. And all these breaks in the chain here are all areas where bits of this product can seep out, solidify, and no matter how good you clean this thing after every use, it's gonna clog up. And you could take this apart all the time, but I don't, it just doesn't make sense. I will say it is comfortable. It's very ergonomic. I like the trigger of it. It's nice that they give you these different sprayer adjustments. You got a straight stream, more of a fan tip, and then like the Chemlon professional style, like rain type thing. I personally always use the fan tip. The way I judge most things is, do I have more good things to say about it or bad things? Because of those negative experiences, because of the worry if this thing is gonna fail every time I go out to do an application, I lose confidence in the ability to get my products out evenly, timely, at all, because I've literally had these just in the middle of I was doing my parents' yard. I was in the middle of an air raid application and the thing just died. I'm not at my home where I have another one of these. I'm not going to Home Depot to buy more of them. What I'm trying to say is it got to the point when I was using this more frequently, more liquid applications, that I was just having more negatives to report than positive. And that's what it really comes down to. And so, you know, do I think this is good to, if you're dipping your toes in the liquid game and to see if it's something you would want to get into? Yeah, I do. So if you're just starting out to see if you want to get into spraying liquids, yeah, this thing's great. It's cheap. It's only $12. So if you're not someone like me, if you're just putting out liquids a couple times a year, then maybe this is good for you. But if you're like me, if you've really bought onto the liquid game and you're applying products extremely often, you're going to need something better.